And we decided that it's gonna be big. I mean, that's what we have to do for the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. We're all here to celebrate, to have a good time. That's for sure.
I want to say a massive shout out to the Hotel Cafe. Thank you so much for giving us this venue. Thank you for organizing it so beautifully. The seating arrangement, the service, everything is top tier. Do not stop coming here. Okay, even after this show, come by. There's so many things you can get here. Amazing drinks, amazing food, a nice quiz night.
Definitely.
Listen, you are missing out if you don't come back. Okay?
Yeah, that's for sure. The food is yummy, the food is served hot, the food is sizzling. Oh, when you eat the food at Kochari, trust me, you're gonna love it.
Speaking of the sizzling food, there's a special offer today. Because on Saturdays they have platters. I think they know that's Santo, is it?
Yeah.
You have to eat and fill your stomach.
Yeah, it's a weekend.
And then have enjoyment. So they have an amazing offer today. It is a barbecue platter and it comes with a free cocktail. So whenever you feel famished, just wave down the waiter and tell them you want to try that barbecue platter you saw we posted yesterday.
Yeah, talking about that, I'm really famished, so I'm definitely grabbing one right now.
You're gonna have one right now?
Yeah.
No working.
Oh, okay. Remind me.
Just book it for later.
Definitely.
What are you most excited about today?
Particularly, I haven't experienced a live podcast in my life.
Same.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what exactly is going to be on board. I mean, the guests are very exciting people. I've watched some of the previous episodes. I actually had the opportunity to be hosted myself.
Same.
So I'm like, what's it going to be like? You know, I'm just really excited. I'm setting up my energies right now because I mean it's a Saturday, you know.
But you know what it is? I am a podcast fanatic. I listen to so many, a wide range of podcasts. And every single time I'm listening and I'm so interested in it, I'm like, oh my god, why I wouldn't get to actually sit and be in the room with them and watch them. So that is the essence of today's show. It's a live podcast show. We have amazing guest speakers. We are proudly associated with the following sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tubayo. Go! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sam's.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and of course we have Kochari. Give it up for Kochari. Yeah, we're super excited.
Last but not least, Harmony's Table. It is my personal restaurant. Yes, I am a very happy partner for this event. My restaurant is located in Shira, but we do deliveries, delicious food. So all of you see yourselves here next week. I want an order from each and every single one of you. Thanks.
Definitely.
My boss.
And of course, my friend, let me tell you something. Food is bae. And of course, not forgetting, ladies and gentlemen, Fancy Media Pictures. A big round of applause for Fancy Media. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
E for energy. That's called energy.
Yeah. E for energy. E for the I love it too.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to meet your host?
Doing the most. Are you ready?
Are you ready to meet your host?
Now you're gonna have to give us some energy, I'm telling you. Because the host is not just the host, but the host.
The homecoming edition. So I want us to show him all the love in the world. Ladies and gentlemen,
give it up
for Bani Chibuka.
Show us some moves, come on. All right. Harmony. The truth is, I don't blame Bonnie, because even if it were me and you told me to dance my head, that's my friend, I'm gonna fall down. Dancing is not for the weak. That's a fact.
I would very much enjoy myself.
We're singing now.
I would.
Yeah. All right.
Can we please get just one more chair?
Yeah. Thank you so much. One more seat over here as we kickstart this wonderful session with our host Bonnie Chibuka. We still welcome you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming through, and thank you so much for showing the Ugandan Boy Talk Show so much love. It's something that we don't take for granted. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming here tonight to celebrate the homecoming edition of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thank you so much.
So, do you know how we talk about self-awareness?
Yeah.
Know who you are, and that determines how you move in the world, who you befriend, what you wear, where you hang, what you eat, all those things. We had months of intense preparation for this show. And while we were at it, Mr. Banishiwuka over here decided to do a very nice write-up for each of us, the MCs and the guest speakers, and of course, himself. So, Chuck.
Yeah?
What I just sent you? The picture's there? Let's pick one this thing and read that guy.
Now.
Just slowly and sweetly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now let me switch into some sweetness over here. The charismatic host. Is that good enough?
Start again.
Okay. That was Mbogode.
Okay.
The charismatic host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show navigates diverse topics with wit and insight. Through his engaging podcast, Bonnie creates a platform for candid conversations, offering a unique blend of humor, wisdom, and cultural commentary. Hey, come on! I'm gonna start charging every time they don't upload.
I think so too.
Yeah, we're gonna start finding you. If you don't upload, I want to see a waiter who wants to make some money or a waitress who wants to make some money tonight. So every time you don't upload, my friend, we're gonna charge you. You should know that.
But before we even begin, I just want us to tell him welcome home. In three, welcome back home. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back home! Yeah!
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling? You look amazing. My God.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And this outfit is out from Uganda. It's not from the US.
Let's go.
Straight out from Uganda. So we make these things in Uganda.
Shout out to Oscar Kampala.
So I just wanted you to know that I didn't come with this from America. It's out of Kampala, Wong Street and Oscar Kampala.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that.
But I feel great. I'm excited to see everyone here. I see familiar faces of people I've had on my podcast. It's exciting to see you in person, and I can't wait to have a great day.
Definitely. And we're so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for hosting us. So,
we must know who you are, when this started, what you are going through mentally, where you are right now, where you intend to be. We're curious and everybody else is curious. So, very briefly, I want you to discuss the initial inspiration and motivation behind starting the podcast. How did the idea evolve from the concept to execution?
Before I go into the origin of the podcast, njagala okubajjukiza nti ndi Muganda.
Yes, sir.
Abantu abasingaho bampuyanga oluzungu ne bagamba si Muganda oyo naye ndi musajja Muganda nzaalibwa wano. Later on namoving and ngenda mu United States naye nga ndi musajja Muganda nirira Mamba manzala wa Kiso. So the origin of my podcast, the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, where everybody is here because of that. God has blessed me in my life with the things where I'm at today. When I was born in Uganda, I had a passion to work with airplanes, but we didn't have a lot of people who do airplanes here. But I chased a dream, and I moved to the United States to work with airplanes. And after I achieved that dream, because most people think I'm a podcaster, people are podcasts for 24/7. No, my full-time job is an airplane mechanic.
Yeah.
So I fix airplanes in the United States. But after I achieved that,
we go again. Apart from the podcast, what else do you do?
so podcast is just a hobby, it's a side hustle. But my full-time job is an aircraft mechanic in the United States. So I fix airplanes. So after achieving that, that was the reason why I wanted to talk about to make a podcast, because I can share my story to inspire a child in Uganda who wants to be an aircraft mechanic, but they don't know anybody who is doing that. When I was born, I knew one person, Mike Mukula, and to get to him was hard because a kid from Wakiso, you can access these guys who are like high above. So I decided to create a platform where I can share these stories that people can tap into to get inspired and achieve their goals. And that's why I started. I started with recording on my phone, just the audio. You know how you press a red button and you record yourself speaking, and I put it out. If you go and listen to my first episode on the podcast, I never deleted it. It's still there. But it was just me with the phone and talking, and I put it up there. But I still have it there because it reminds me how far I've come. And after I shared all my stories, I knew there's a lot of other stories out there that people can come on this platform and share and inspire somebody else. And that's why I started inviting guests. From looking at the audience, I see a lot of people who have been on my podcast. These two MCs have been on my podcast. Some of the guest speakers have been on my podcast. People in the audience have been on the podcast. So it's done amazing, but it was inspired by the work that we do. And I know 90% of people on my podcast have been Ugandans. I've hosted a lot of people from other countries, but 90% of that are Ugandans, because I want to show my fellow youth, the kids here, that people in Uganda are also achieving the things we want to do.
Alright, a quick one before Shaq asks you the next question. You said your first episode is still on the podcast and not deleted for obvious sentimental reasons and just tracking your growth. How many episodes are we at right now?
Right now, I have published 180 episodes on the podcast. 180 episodes. This is 181 now? Actually, I have two of them that are already done that are not published, but yeah, this is will be 183.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well done. Thank
Beautiful.
You,
okay, so talking about the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, I want you to share with us some of the milestones and achievements that you've had thus far with a podcast. Highlights, significant milestones that you've reached over the past 3 years.
When I get a second, I'll bring one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to.
Okay, come on, everybody. Yeah. Yes. Yo.
One of them is in the US, so sorry about that.
One is in a zombie.
Two-time winner.
Yes, sir. A one-winning podcaster.
So for the milestones, like before I get to even the award, I was happy that my first milestone was starting. That's the hardest part for everybody, to just start. Once I started, I know I've achieved something, you know? And then once I got people to accept my request to be on my podcast, that was a milestone, you know, like before the awards. And once I kept going, that was another milestone. But after the first year, I started my podcast 3 years ago. After the first year, which was 2021, that's when I started. In 2022, we were nominated for the Pulse Podcast Influencer of the Year.
Yes, sir.
And that was a milestone itself because I just started. I didn't have the best equipment, I didn't have anything. But being nominated with some other great artists or great creators out there that are doing podcasts, it was amazing. Now, when we went ahead to win it, it was a huge milestone because I didn't see myself winning it, but we believed, and it showed me that people can support you no matter what you have, no matter who you are. They supported me, they voted, so we won the award. And the following year, we got nominated again, 2023. And we won the award. Yeah. And it was great because in that nomination we had some great people who are doing amazing work, and I respect these guys and I know they're doing a great job, but seeing yourself come through as a winner was amazing. So we are the two-time back-to-back podcast influencer of the year, Pulse Uganda. Thank you.
And I think it's well deserved.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are immensely proud to be associated.
Thank you.
Now, we talked a little about your first podcast, your first ever episode posted onto the podcast. Now, I want you to help me explore how content and how the content and format of the podcast has evolved since the first episode. Any shifts in focus, in style, or themes over the years?
Yeah, that's a great question. And actually that answers a lot of questions that people have been asking me because they want to start podcasts. I don't have a good camera, I don't have a great microphone, I don't have these. But those things come with time. Like I said, I started with a phone. I didn't have a microphone, I didn't have videos, I didn't have the first few episodes of my YouTube. I don't have videos because I didn't have a camera. But the growth and with time, I bought a camera, I bought a microphone, and everything has changed. Now I have a studio. I record this podcast in my basement in Michigan because I made a studio, and some of you have seen these pictures on social media about how my studio looks like, and I'm able to host people on the screen from Uganda to have a conversation. If you have not checked out those videos, they're available on YouTube, and just like the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, you have access to all of them.
Yeah, wonderful. Wow. So talking about the episodes that you've had thus far, I want you to share some of the moments, your favorite, probably your favorite interviews that you've had with some of the guests on the podcast, and discuss any of the interviews that left a lasting impression on you as the host of the podcast.
That's a tough question because I love every single episode I have on there.
Sounds like every politician.
Yes.
Speak the truth. I think it's nice.
Truth will set you free. Come on.
Yeah, they're all great and they're all good episodes. But the second question you asked them, that like, what stuck out to you? I remember I recorded an episode with Babaluku. Most of you know him. He's a hip hop artist in Uganda. And while we were having a conversation, I tell people that I don't have the best equipment. I don't have the best microphone. I don't have the best work on YouTube. People are doing amazing work on YouTube, you know? But I was saying that, and he stopped me right in the middle. He's like, don't say that. Say, don't speak that to yourself. You're doing amazing and you're doing a great work, so don't even say negative things about your work. And that just lifted me, because when you downplay yourself, like, it's not going to help you. So that reminded me that what you're doing is great, and keep going, and there's always room for improvement, but don't always say negative things about what you do. So that's it.
Wow, a big round of applause to that.
I mean, now the question that's coming next is almost closely related to how you've described your experience with working with Babaluku. However, I think you have a lot more to share about the feedback or comments you've gotten from listeners that have stood out to you.
Actually, I think that's my favorite question on that, because I release these episodes and send them out there, and people respond back to me and like, hey, this was amazing. You hosted this person, they talked about this and it changed my life. I love reading those because I feel like I've fulfilled my purpose of having a podcast, because somebody telling to me, I learned something out of this episode. This changed me, this changed my perspective. That's amazing. That's the greatest feedback I've had. And every time I get them, I reshare these on my stories so that people can see them.
Yeah, wonderful. So talking about this still, you've had a couple of influential people on the podcast. So I want you to share with us some of the guest collaborations, that were as a result of you hosting that particular person on the podcast.
That's actually amazing too, because when I was starting my podcast, I thought of having a signature question. And if there's podcasters out there, this is a great, I don't care if you take it, I won't say you stole my idea, I'm open to give it up.
I think. You're giving us things with friends. Give us the idea, don't threaten us.
So you got copyright. But me living in the United States, being able to talk to people in Uganda consistently, and we've been only been talking about consistent because on the 3 years, I think I've only taken 1 month without doing a podcast. For all the 3 years, I've been releasing an episode every Saturday, or even twice a week.
It's giving consistency.
Yeah.
Right?
Can your relationships, how can you explain?
Come on!
But anyway, back to the question. I even forgot my train of thought.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was about
Guest collaborations, yeah.
So the signature question. So I asked people, who would you like to see on my podcast next? Because after that person has shared a story, they have a friend who would also be interested in sharing their personal story on the podcast. So that's how I'm able to get other collaborations, because of the people that have been on my podcast. So I've had a lot of people. That's how I get my guests.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the key lessons? It's been 3 years, it's been amazing, it's been challenging. What have you learned most from this experience and your journey?
I think mindset. There's a lot of people who reach out to me that they want to come and be part of this podcast, but a mindset on why you're doing something. Do something because you love it. Don't force yourself to do it. So I think that has been the thing for me because it's helped me to have the right mindset to do this, and it's taken me a long ways. And staying consistent, planning, making sure I have the episodes ready for next weekend. I want to have content, so no room for sleeping. So content. So yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so very much. It's a very big honor. I'm still gonna clarify that. Now, I want you to give us some closing thoughts. I want you to tell us. I want you to basically give us some thoughts. Any ideas that you would give to any young podcaster out there who would love to know something that from what you've achieved from the Ugandan Boy Talk Show?
Yeah, I think what I would say is like staying consistent is one thing, and just put your work out there. Most times we shy away from the work that we do, like it's not great for the people to listen to it, but put it out there. You never know, like the 3 words you say are going to change somebody's life, so just put your work out there. Don't think about the things you don't have at the moment. Use the resources you have to get you to where you want to go. Just always have that mindset in your head and do it because you love it.
Yes, sir.
All right. What are your future plans? What happens now? We are on episode 183. How many more are coming?
A lot. Yeah. I'm not stopping because I've seen that this is my area to inspire another person's life. So I'm gonna keep going, and that's my future plan. Is I'm not stopping. So every time.
Yeah.
A big round of applause to Bonnie Chimuka.
DJ agenda tu muziki lero.
But before the DJ gives us, guys.
Yeah. Zina play. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Quetaribo Cafe. My name is Harmony Chomwezi. I go by Harmony K. I am your MC for today's beautiful show, and this is my co-host, the Big Boy Shaq.
Yes, ma'am.
All the way from Energy Radio.
Now, I was a poet before I became anything else. Very few people know that. In fact, we're trying to go Kulukuta right now. Poetry. Mama.
Do it.
Mama.
Begin.
Alright, I want you to select a beautiful lady for me. So can we be able line one as if
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Tell me. Should I sit?
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
You know, I believe you and I would be in harmony somewhere silent, quiet, dark.
Enough, I believe you.
Alright.
Are we having a fantastic time? Thank you so much for taking the time and coming out today. It is the first event for us in January. Do you know how massive that is for us? It is amazing. I hope you are getting something to eat, getting something to drink, and enjoying yourselves.
Yeah, I love to see food moving around. I'm seeing some plates.
Platter is it? I want a platter. A single platter and a double platter. And it does come with a free shot. A free cocktail. What I don't remember is, do they request for that cocktail, or is there an already prepared cocktail that comes in a platter?
I believe we're going to find out.
You make? Can they just pick a cocktail, or you just make? They can pick. Ah, fantastic.
Wow.
So you get to choose what cocktail you would want to have with your platter. Just tell the waiter and everything will be sorted.
Definitely. Now, at this very moment, we still want to welcome you to the homecoming edition of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show podcast happening right here at the Koteri Book Cafe. Now, I want to appreciate each and every one of you for coming through tonight. We don't take that for granted. Thank you so much. You look beautiful, though some still look hungry, but we're going to solve that as we move forward.
Do you know somebody walked up to me and actually said, those were crisps on the table, are they yours? And I said, no, why? They're like, I'm so obsessed. I like them so much. But sons, you guys, whatever you do with those peanut masala, the chili and plain.
Very addictive.
It's my go-to snack. I promise you, I'll chew through it in like less than a minute. And I can have multiple and just have terrible teeth. Anyway, we want to say a massive shout out to the Koteri Book Cafe once again.
Come on, make some noise for Koteri!
Tubayo, Harmony's Table, Western Media. Right about now, I'm going to invite the team from Tubayo to give us their presentation. We have questions to ask them and just get to know them a little bit better.
Alright, some music as we welcome Tubayo. Let's go. I need you like I need you.
Before we begin, the cocktail that comes in the platter is a Frankenstein, if I'm saying that correctly. It is a gin best, so if you love Uganda origin coconut, and you,
Drunk what? Say that again. Drunk?
Frankenstein.
Kazi mu Uganda.
Sisona.
Alright, thank you so much. Kakati banange, Jetuli, are we around? Jetuli? Jetuli! Yeah, Jetuli kuba Tubayo, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, big round of applause to the representative from Tubayo, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Namanya Brian. I like when I go over like first name basis. You know how you name drop to show that you're cool? Yeah, he's my friend also. So, Mr. Namanya Brian, how are you? Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for hosting me. Hello everyone.
Hi.
We're the Zamani.
I don't get it. You know, when you make money, the what's reduce. You get me? Like when you're looking for money, you have to talk more. Or when you have arrived, what more do you need to say?
No, you don't have anything.
So very briefly, I love the energy. I love it so much. But if you can just reel it in for just a second and listen to Brian, it will be fantastic. So Brian, very quickly, please tell us about Tubayo. We all know it for different things, but I want to know about the services that are offered, particularly fast.
Alright, this is a big order. Big thanks to the Uganda. It's a big one. I'm very excited to be here. First, my name is Brian Namanya, and I'm the founder and CEO at Tubayo. It's been an exciting
CEO! Let's go! Tap into the energy.
And maybe talk more about that. I remember the first time I founded Tubayo, I would introduce myself as a sales executive, because I didn't think I represented what a CEO is for any company. And I know most of you could relate to that. But about the services we offer, we have about 7 units. We have Tubayo experiences. These are activities you would do all around the country, the region, Uganda, Kenya. These range from simple cooking experiences to rafting, anything you could do, any activity. because we believe there is a client on the internet for you. So if it's beekeeping, there is someone that's passionate about bees. And that's the beauty about the internet, it just widens your market. The other service is the Tuwayo homes. These are furnished homes across the country, the region, that if you're moving around, you could book one, stay at, be it for a day, a night, or a week, a month, you decide. Then the other services are Tuwayo events. So we're doing ticketing, and I'm happy to say we have probably the best checkout process on the ticketing service.
Let's clap for that, guys. It's very essential that we have good services in Kampala.
And you can compare it with some of the ticketing platforms you have, like Quicket, Flutterwave, because we've had to build all these different tools from the payments to the platform. So we have a much better checkout process than all the other competition. Then the other service is the Tuwayo stores. This comes from the Tuwayo market that has been happening every month. Yeah, so these are online stores. To help you manage your business, distribute more, and get all the right insights and data to manage your business. To give you context, if I walked into a shop and I didn't buy anything and walked out, you as the owner, if you didn't work that day, you'll never know about me. Or if you even were there, if you didn't record my name or my details anywhere, after a month or two, you will not recall who visited your shop. And that's so much data you're losing to the competition who are doing so well regarding capturing data. So what the stores do, they capture that for you so well. Whoever visits, you're able to get to know all those people. So at over a year, just that database alone is good for a campaign. Yeah, so be open to the Tuwayo stores, check them out. There's so much benefit there. We think we are building something for the future because it's about efficiency, competition. You're going to have to work out of very tight margins. And the best way you're going to do that is if you close the gaps that you've been losing, like data and all. So yeah, those are the main services at Tuwayo.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. We would love to know though, when did this idea of creating Tuwayo first come to you as the brains behind it?
So this, I think around 2018, I was doing branding and I was so frustrated because I was managing a briefcase company. And I remember I would be given orders to make business cards. So you have your laptop in your back, they tell you a business card, you sit at a cafe here, design it, send it over, they approve it, probably take about 2 hours, and then they decide maybe in the night that they're going to print the cards. So you spend the whole day thinking about this one job. And then guess how much they pay? 50,000. Those were very good players. Some would even pay like 20, 30K. And then I started thinking to myself, the whole day and I'm only earning 30K. So it started to frustrate, really frustrate me. To the point of, whenever I would be called for like a printing gig, I would want to just hang up the phone. But then I knew that the problem wasn't the business I was doing. It was really me deciding on what should really define my purpose and the work. And my the clarity I had was, one, I needed a job that would give me enough money. So it was really simple. Who are the guys earning enough money in the country? And how I decided to let go of printing, I looked at the best company in printing and it didn't inspire me enough. I'm like, really, I would want to build something bigger than this. And if they've taken this many years to do this, I don't want to take that much time. So I really just looked out in the world, where are the richest people earning money? And they were doing something, internet and technology. Because when I listed the top 5 companies, that's the Facebooks, the Amazons, the Tesla, all these are internet technology companies. I knew at that point that I need to do what these people are doing. Like the saying of, tell me what your 5 friends are doing, then I'll know what you do. Or if you do what 5 people are doing, you're likely going to be the 6th person. So I knew if I do what the billionaires are doing, because that's where the money is. That's how I decide on what sector to get in. But the reality is, we're waiting on the money. I think it will come.
Yeah, it will. Inshallah.
Brian.
Anything that you want to say to Brian over here?
When is the market day?
Pardon? We didn't hear you.
When is the market day?
Which market day? The next one.
Which market day? So the next market day is 3rd Feb. Please come around. It's a great environment. These are actually millionaires that you're associating with. Because every business owner has a big vision. So imagine 200 big visions in one venue. I would do anything for such an event. So come through, be open-minded, learn from the business owners, buy their products, support Ugandans. Yeah, it's an exciting event.
You know, you mentioned something earlier. Sorry to cut you off. You mentioned something earlier where you talked about, it was a reference about show me your friends and I show you who you are. Right? It was something along those lines about if it was, I think, leading into that discipleship and everything. But then he also went ahead to say, if you want to become a billionaire, you have to get billionaire friends or even a billionaire mindset. So if there's anything that I have personally picked is to vet my friends. Tomorrow morning, we have an audition at 9. Come to me with the best business idea. If it doesn't cut it, next question, please.
Hello, just wanted to know, what are you doing this year to push the name of Ugandan tourism ahead?
God damn it.
Alright, so this year at Tubayo, our theme is the best. So whatever we do, we are going to be the best at it. So if it's market share, if it's 2 million visitors that come to the country, we want to at least enable over 60% of that. But our efforts really are to expand the market. And we recently launched the Tubayo US, so we have a global entity that's really supposed to advance such efforts. Get the global market into Uganda and across Africa. Yeah, we'll just probably build better technology to enable better bookings, avail more listings and selections for the tourists, and also put the information out there. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. Guys, in any case, if you want to hear more about Tubayo, they're available on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Where else?
Everywhere.
They are everywhere you go, like MTN.
And one last thing, here with the amazing team.
Yeah.
With the vision, without the team, I don't think we would have reached here. So there's the amazing Granny. You could stand up. Granny does our marketing. This guy is a magician because he almost has zero budget, but Tubayo is everywhere. And then, I don't know how he does it. And then we have the amazing Boris Mugesha, our COO, such a great executor.
Boris, I feel like you have something to say.
Do you want to stand up as well?
Everyone looks so good today, and check out Tubayo and support business.
Yeah, so Boris is a great executor. He's my brother as well. And then there is Bruno, he's the head of hosting. Bruno, right now.
Give it up for Bruno!
Bruno is in charge of so many homes. Combined, he will beat Sudil at the top 5 hotels. No one has more accommodation space than Bruno. He's our head of hosting. And then the amazing Sarah, who is a UI developer.
Hi, Sarah.
Yeah, he's a UI developer, but also head of our customer support. I think those are the guys that are here right now. Thank you so much for the opportunity. God bless you all, and so much success to everyone.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much.
A big round of applause for Tubayo.
If the Ugandan boy talk show is not among the first, there will be problems. Miko just. So basically that's what we're doing today. Our host, Bonnie Chibuka, has just come back home after a period of 4 years. But we have known him and talked to him mostly through social media, through his podcast and all his content. So this is the first time he's back in Uganda after 4 years. This is a wrong microphone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this moment to appreciate and thank all our partners that we have on board for this amazing live session of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show.
Sir.
Yeah, thank you so much to Sams. Thank you so much.
Harmony step, but not forget
Harmony's table, a big round of applause to Harmony's table, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, big thanks and big love to Tubayo.
Yes, sir.
Come on. on!
Mad love to Fancy Media.
Fancy Media, say yeah!
But you know, we have such amazing sound, we have good energy, but the DJs, how do we talk about you? We want to also talk about you. Where's the car? Where's anything that I can?
We want to know.
But as they organize themselves, I have a writer that I feel best describes the services that Sounds as a company offers, where you can find them, where they're located, where they supply all the At Sounds,
Original cacao. Sounds.
You see these guys here? They make fantastic
snacks.
Fantastic snacks. I remember when they first came onto the market, they came with the idea of matoke chips. And I told them, I was like, what do you mean? I used to my matoke in Nakara, in Katoko, in Chikara. What do you mean you make matoke crisps?
I know.
But they did, and it worked. Now, here are some other snacks they offer as a company. They produce Uganda crisps. I don't know the name for that. Who remembers Bagia?
Bagia, come on!
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are two potato crisps, corn crackers, roasted peanuts. Those are my absolute favorite. The peanut masala, the chili, the plain. I love it. They have delis and all the other snacks. They are located in Nansana along Prim Road, and they supply to all supermarkets in Uganda. Now to shop online, you can go to www.sounds.ug or you can give them a call on 0752 634343. About MTN.
Naughty. Naughty.
333.
Yes, don't swaza harmony.
Guys, my goodness, you guys can finish.
Nakumanyira mkwano.
Yes, please talk to me about the turn.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our hosts for tonight, Koteri Book Cafe. Chiche Mutalaba, let me just ask, what do you see, ladies and gentlemen? Those who are already eating better food, you feel like, this food is something else. That is all courtesy of Koteri Book Cafe. They have can I drink the yummy? Yeah, they have yummy drinks, yummy cocktails, yummy mocktails, yummy coffees, yummy everything is hot, sizzling and yummy right here at the Koteri Book Cafe. So make sure that you get something to eat because
What you money into that person that comes with a free cocktail? At Frankenstein, it's a gin-based cocktail. Uganda white coconut. So please order the platter, a single platter or a double platter. It's available to you. However, the a la carte menu is also available to you if you would like to make a special order. Now.
Yep, that's for sure. Now I want to remind everyone of something. We have a beautiful backdrop over there. Yeah, you see that beautiful backdrop where you see the beautiful ladies coming from? That backdrop is for taking photos. So you can walk there in silence, walk there, take some nice photos and post on social media.
I take golden hours, you know when that light is hitting and the melody is
tell me.
I said yes. Utilize the sunshine today.
Yeah, and of course, through the hashtag, the hashtag is the Ugandan Boy Talk Show across all socials. So make sure you post on, is it Twitter?
Actually, we have three hashtags. And the first being the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. The second being the Homecoming Edition of Uganda. And then the third is One Issue Welcome.
Yep. That's for sure. So make sure that you pull and push all those posts on social media everywhere. We shall definitely appreciate that. Chicha Tudako Hamdi. What are we?
Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please.
Drum roll to the mesa.
Drum roll please. And to the main event.
Yeah.
The reason we're all here today.
Yeah.
The show is officially beginning. And so now we are going to invite our guest speakers to kindly come and take their seats so that the show can kick off.
Yes. Now, introducing the guest DJ Njagalo Mpaka Zikikatini. very mild, huh? Is it? Yeah, moderate. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, the guest I'm introducing, ladies and gentlemen, she is a poetic soul from Uganda. She mesmerizes us with poetry, a fusion of soul and poetry. And as the host of the Motive Podcast, Angel dives deep into inspirational conversations through lyrical verses and insightful dialogues. She crafts a space where creativity and motivation intertwine, leaving a lasting impact on hearts and minds. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see some energy. As we welcome Angel Cabello.
Dancing for no reason. The next speaker that I'm proud, Mommy Edwin, wherever you are, prepare your best walk.
That walk. The twanga cameraman. Cameraman.
Now, our next guest speaker for today is Nyaika Edwin. Nyaika is a visionary digital creator who captivates audiences through the lens of photography and compelling visual content. With a keen eye for detail and a passion for storytelling, they craft immersive experiences that transcend the ordinary, offering viewers a glimpse into the world of creativity and aesthetic brilliancy. Ladies and gentlemen, to back that fire, yes, description out, the one and only Nyaika Edwin or Nyaika 256.
Come on! Yeah.
Next week.
Alright. DJ, give me very moderate music, a beautiful song to welcome a beautiful lady. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? Now, the next guest we're gonna have on board. She is, I want you to listen with a keen ear. She is a dynamic content creator, effortlessly navigates the realms of fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. Yes, her vibrant presence extends to hosting the unpopular opinion show UG, where she fearlessly explores diverse perspectives. I want to let you know that Prim's charisma and style provides creating an engaging narrative that resonates with authenticity and a touch of unconventional things. See, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Prim! Yeah. Now.
Listen to this.
What do you have?
Are you ready?
Yeah. Let me respond on their behalf.
Yeah. But you know what? It's a little pressure.
Yeah.
Because the way you invited Prim.
Yeah.
Also, I have to go. You come over and you also record. It's not mine, it's later. Now, the charismatic host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show navigates diverse topics with wit and insight. Through his engaging podcast, Bunny creates a platform for candid conversations offering a unique blend of humor, wisdom, and cultural commentary. Yes. Now,
Nyaika put Uganda Prim, all of the content, every work they do is amazing. And I wanted us to hear from them, learn from them, speak one or two. Most of us in the audience are doing content. We're into content creation. I have a podcast. So we can learn. You can learn from me, I can learn from you, and you can learn from this guy. Later on we'll have time to ask questions, but now we're going to dive into our conversation of today. And obviously, I'll have some questions to ask each individual guest that is here to answer. And then later on we're going to have like a discussion about content creation. So I'm going to start with you, like in the work that you do, the visual work you do. How did you get started, like as a visual content creator? What time did you know you're going to be doing content creation when you were in high school when you're younger?
So, hi guys, thank you for coming out. It means a lot that for you guys to come and give me afternoon. So, I remember in 2010 when the BlackBerry, the Motorola had just come out, yeah? I bought a brand new one and tried to make a video with it. The first video I tried to make, I pointed the camera at the sun, and when I finished recording, my camera was dead. So anyway, after that I kept experimenting with pictures. It's pictures that I cared about, and that is all I filmed until 2020. I was only doing pictures, no video at all. So deep down inside I knew I wanted to do content, but I didn't know that I would end up doing video. So all I cared about was pictures, and I'm pretty good at doing pictures.
A lot of people don't know that you're good at taking pictures, because all we see on Instagram are the reels that you're doing, and we forget that you did some wildlife.
Yeah, so for starters, I started with wildlife because I like to travel and see places, so I did wildlife photography, and then I realized animals don't pay, and and then for National Geographic to pay you, you must be world class, which I wasn't at that time, and also don't quote me, but our wildlife authorities not very willing to pay creators for their content, so it must be world class for them to give you their money, and I wasn't there. So yeah, I eventually transitioned to corporate photography. I worked with that guy, the guy with the longest dreadlocks in this house. So I worked with him at the Innovation Village for about 3 years. I was doing pictures, was doing video, and eventually I realized that everyone can take pictures with so much ease. Every one of you has a picture that looks like it wasn't shot on your phone. Your phones have amazing cameras. So I figured, what's the next best thing? So the next best thing for me as a content creator was video. So I slid into the video end, and here we are.
Nice. And I gotta say, like, I appreciate your work, the work you put out there, because even us who are out of the country, you know there was a concert in Kampala when you check the Icons page. And if you don't see the Icons page, it's here. Anyway, thanks for the great work you're doing. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to ask you a question about the style of content that you do. It's unique, it's separate from what we do, non-podcasting. I know that you have a show, Unpopular Opinion, but when we focus on the stories you share all the time on Instagram, I love those, by the way, and yeah, they do well them. How many of you have seen Prim's stories on Instagram?
Then you put push this one to go to the other side.
It was about scamming the stories, like scam stories in Kampala. That was one of them that I did, and it was funny because the girl that I interviewed, she's called Lida, and she lives in the UK. She shares a story how she bought a phone from Mutasa Cafe. We've all bought phones there. And she says that her phone was smoking like a chimney. But, yeah, her phone was smoking like a chimney. So those stories are funny. I did an episode about it, so thank you for doing that. But I want to ask you a question, like, how did you choose that style of content that you're doing? Like, when was it like, say, I'm going to focus on this and stuff like?
Hi everyone. Hi. Thank you for coming. So I think I really thrive more on stories, and I think it's because there's a feeling that there's no one on the other end of the line. It feels like this is my diary room, and I come here and sit down and get to talk about these things. So it's quite actually surprising when I meet someone and they say, oh, we were watching this story and you said this and that. It feels like, oh, there's someone behind, there's someone consuming this, there's someone watching this. But it's what for me helped me build my confidence. Just showing up in front of the camera every day, because I look back at the first story that I did. I remember that story very well. I was going to Mombasa for a holiday, and Fiona was already doing stories that time. That was about, I think, 2017, and she put me in front of the camera, and I was so scared. Like I couldn't talk. I froze. So a friend of mine, Doreen, told me, it shows that you're timid. It shows that you are scared. So you need to show up a bit more and keep talking in front of the camera and see how that improves. So I kept showing up in front of the camera over and over again. And then one day it became as easy as just like that. Like I could just pick up my phone now and just start, hi guys. And then I'll talk about something. And with time, I learned how to build ideas. Like when I want to, let's say, as a content creator, when a brand reaches out and they want to sell something, I will know that I'm not going to immediately sell this. I'm not immediately going to talk about your product out of the blue. I'll know that I'm going to first do some stories, like say weeks before, weeks prior, so that I can building up to now introducing the product. So I think I just woke up and started doing it over and over again. And it's something that I tell people who are like, oh, how did you get so confident? I'm like, show up every day in front of the mirror or show up in front of your phone, but just show up anyway.
That's the thing. And I think all of us were doing content creation, we kept repeating the same thing, that just show up and just do it. Because you're not going to change, you're not going to get better unless you do it. And you get better by doing it multiple times. So thanks for sharing that. So now I'll get to Kagura Angel. So good to see you here. It's crazy how you have a partner that you don't know. I live in America, so like I've not seen Yaika ever since I came back, but we've been friends for 2 years. All these people, like we've been friends on social media, but like all of us coming here together and have a good time. So that's how I met Angel too. So Angel, your style of content is unique from all of us. You do like spoken word. How did you get started into spoken word as a spoken word artist and singing in Uganda?
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming. How I got started with spoken word was in school. I was very fortunate enough to be in schools that went beyond like grades and all of that. And so I started competing in the teen poetry slam. And then after school, that evolved into, I want to do this for the rest of my life, so let's figure it out. And so I started figuring it out. It's been a learn on the job kind of thing. But the incentive is really to break that barrier, especially of the starving artist, of you can't be an artist full-time, So it's the incentives have changed. It started off by wanting to win competitions, which I did, and then wanting to put bread and butter on my table, which I'm doing. So it's a love for what I do, spoken word. The singing bit in church, and then it came into my spoken word later on when I started seeing, how do I set myself apart? How do I monopolize this industry from different poets? And so I integrated my musical knowledge and background into my spoken word performance. And here we are. Yeah.
It's amazing. I've seen some of your content and what you do. I watched your performance and Judge the Poets podcast show that he had here. So it's been amazing, and thanks for doing that. Hopefully people who are here that read spoken words can learn something from you. today through the distance. So I'm back to you, Nyeka. It was a long trip. I hope the English signal was still on.
The band is still cover.
The band is still covered. So we've seen you do a lot of like concerts and stuff, and you talked about the wildlife that you do. Are there any specific aspects of Uganda that you enjoy in highlighting in your like, visual content? I know you. One of them that sticks out to me was Explore West.
So, if you follow the trend Explore West, you will notice that it was my content that was trending, probably because of my workflow. There were very many other guys who are working, but it just happens that my workflow is a bit faster, so my content gets to be seen, gets to come out fast, and they see it fast. So by the time the other comes out, it's we've moved on. You guys move on very fast. However, I love to do events. If you go to an event, the main artist is not the event is you guys that have come for the party. Right now, we are not the main event, you guys are the main event. So if I got one of you guys drooling because of a chisati or how nice I look, that right there is the content, not us sitting here, because everyone has footage of us sitting here, but footage of you guys in the zone, that is the content. So I feel like people love events, and that's what I like to do now. Abantu, and that's what I intend to do, work for the people, and that's why I prefer to do events right now. My dream job was to work for National Geographic. I eventually realized that it's good to dream, but not all dreams come true. So I'm fitting within my means right now as I work towards the bigger dream. So yeah, I love to do people content. It's what drives emotion and views, and you know it's all about the views these days. Without the views, it's I know very many of us here do content, but when you make a very nice video, you feel like, yeah, I've done it, and then you get 50 views, you'll be discouraged and you probably won't make the next video in the next 1 or 2 days. So views roll, the numbers are everything. So and the people are the ones who give me the numbers, not the animals, and that's why I work for you guys in Call It Avant. So yeah, I love to do people content.
No, that's amazing. And I think there's one video that sticks out to me. We talked about this. I had Nyeka on the podcast twice. But the first time we talked about this video, he recorded, I think there was a girl in the audience that pumped his,
Fireboy.
Yeah, Fireboy. And she knew all the lyrics. I think Nyeka can talk that better.
So this lady is called the Same Former on Instagram. Before I realized that it's people content that sells, I was more focused on Fireboy because I've never seen him. He's looking nice. Everyone's screaming at him. So my camera pointed at the guy. And then after 5 minutes of recording him, you realize that, okay, you're going to either upload 1 picture or 2 pictures of Fireboy that are in focus and look very nice. A 30-second video of Fireboy that looks really nice. And then what else? So what you're missing out by focusing on the artist is the crowd. So after I got the footage, I turned around, I looked at someone losing their shit, excuse my French, losing their mind, and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. People want to see this. So I start filming him. Before the show ended, I extracted the clip, put it up, and Twitter reacted very nice to it. Instagram reacted very nice to it, as opposed to Fireboy's pictures. So it was at that point that I realized that no one cares about the guy on the stage. People care about the person in the crowd. So yeah, that's why I now only do crowd content.
I think he still has on his Instagram, so you can go back and check that exact video. Yeah, so I'm going to be switching back and forth with my guests here and ask them questions about the kind of content that they do. I'll go with Prim. Prim, being a content creator requires creativity and innovation. How do you come up with new and engaging videos for your content, and how do you keep up with the audience excitement? And this, sometimes you put stories out there, and how do you think about that? Like it's so, and then you read the reaction from the people. That's the best part. Like you read these stories and they're all like funny. How do you come up with those topics that you put out there for people to react?
I think my audience has been really wonderful, by the way. My audience shares those, but most times it's from everyday life, everyday people. There are times you'll be walking and an incident will happen that is, like funny or something, and you share, and then people will start sharing one by one. But also it's because I think I would like to say that we've created a platform. It's not just me, but we've built a community where people are comfortable to come out and share their, like wildest stories, their most embarrassing moments, their, like their deepest, their most beautiful things. And I don't know, I don't even take it for granted, but most times the content is from people. When someone asks, how do you find content? I'm just like, look around you. As every creative, look around you. Like he said, you look in the crowd, that's where the content is. So look around you. It will be a story that you saw that DJ passed by, he played a certain song that reminded you of something. And yeah, you come out, tell a story, you find someone else has been through something similar, or their friend. And trust me, most of these stories are very hilarious. Yeah.
They're really funny. But again, on your story, there was one time I saw you dressed up and you're doing a video. Okay guys, I'm your tour guide today for like a wildlife day. I had that video up. If I had a projector, I was going to put it up. But I'll make sure we put it in the post so you guys can see if you watch this recording later. But pretty much dressed up like as a wildlife and half feeling was kind of like gray or something. It was funny. He said a lot more words on that. I always say, and actually I'm going to ask the audience here. I think Prim is a comedian. I told her when I hosted her on my podcast that she's a comedian. She would be like really, really funny. She doesn't agree, but that's what I call her. Anyway, I'll go to Angel. That's clear, President Angel. So you talked about you do poetry and like song and poetry. How do you come up with the themes and topics for your spoken words? Like, how do you sit down and say, I'm going to do this? I know your famous song, Java. I really like that. I can't wait. You guys need to watch her perform. It's amazing. So how do you come up with those themes of the songs and the spoken words that you write?
I would say the same as Nyaika and Prim, just looking around me. I like to tell people to look at the things that we take for granted and find ways. I think that's why you're creative. You're adding value to society. So in a certain context, at an event, he's adding value to the people, right, as his muse. So for me, it's picking different things. It could be today, could be about this water bottle. Tomorrow, it could be about the NAM conference. Of course, art serves society, so there are certain things within society that inspire my work. Very passionate about women and girls and all of that, hence pieces like Jabala. Very curious about, things like border borders, hence pieces like the border borders stage. So like them, the inspiration is everywhere. Anything and everything can be a source of inspiration.
Oh, that's amazing. And I like that we say content is everywhere and you just need to look like it's there. You can say it and that's content for you, and there's a lot of people who are taking that opportunity. So don't say, I see that content. Just look around, you find content. Mr. Nyaika, signature Charlie.
Shaliko English bando kweli.
English bando kweli. I'll come back to you. What has been the most rewarding experiences in your journey so far? Like, what has been rewarding, and what is the one thing that is rewarding to you in your work that you've done?
So, in terms of rewards, is me not having to explain who the F I am when I get to the gate of an entrance. You get there. Okay, so a reward would be me getting to the entrance of blankets and wine, and you don't have to explain who you are or why you're carrying a camera because of security reasons, blah blah blah. But they look at you and they're like, "Oh, you're Nyaika, let him in." So that's a reward. Other one is going for a business meeting. Clients wants your services, but you don't have to talk a lot. Yeah. They look at you, they've seen your work. The reason you're there is because they've seen the work, and you don't have to do a lot of talking. All you have to do, when you get there, all you're doing is discussing how the project is going to be run, not if you're capable of handling business with them. Yeah. So that's another reward. So 1 million views is also a reward, correct? Yeah. So having a couple of 1 million view plus videos, that's a pretty good reward. Another one is crossing the borders. You go to Juba, Gulu, wherever, Benin, and there is someone who knows you are. That is means a lot. So yes, that's a reward.
Alright, I'll go back to Prim. Prim, social media plays a crucial role in the life of content creators. So how do you balance the positive and negative aspects of social media, and what advice do you have for others looking to build a positive presence online? And I'll signal one out. There's a video you did about people talking negativity about people's bodies and appearance, and I think I watched that, and it's sad to see somebody body shaming another person, and I remember you talking about that. And for me, that's one of the negative things about social media. Another person using it to the negative side. How do you balance yours, or how do you balance the positive and the negative aspects of social media?
I think for me that has come with time. It's you build the muscle with time. Because as a creative, each time you put yourself out there, they're going to either critique your work or critique your personality. The solution to all that has been that you don't validate me, I validate myself. So by the time I come to you, I'm okay. I'm okay with myself. And whatever compliments you give are just that, they're compliments. It's like garnishing, like cooking food and then you throw some rosemary. The food was already okay without the rosemary. So if the rosemary is there, well and good. If it's not, I'll still eat the food. So the muscle that I built with time is the praises don't get to me, so that the criticisms also won't get to me. There's positive feedback, like, oh, you can improve here. I think you should do this, you should do that. Great. But the whole, when you attack my body, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, what can I do for you, right? So most times, by the time I come, and like people who view my stories will tell you that I will wake up in the morning, call myself beautiful, call myself gorgeous, call myself everything. And if you agree, that's just an addition. If you don't, I also can't help you. You get? But also, I'm gorgeous. Like you've seen me here. Yeah, I'm also gorgeous. I'm a really gorgeous person. So, but the trick is do not. Most times when people hype you up, when you allow the outside hype to put you up there, it means that the same people will have the power to bring you down. So it's very important that we take that power away from people. Like in just general life, in creativity, everything, the moment you allow, the moment people have to get you to a certain place, it means that they can just as easily take you from that place. They can just as easily pull out the rug from underneath you. So you build yourself, you hype yourself, you affirm yourself, so that at the end of that day, it is only you and only you that can bring yourself down, and not anyone else. Yeah.
That is really important, and so give her a round of applause for that. I think that's the most hard part when you're a content creator, because you put your content out there, and the same people, like she said, put you up will pull you down. There's a lot of work we put out there, and somebody tries to pull you down. Then you quit something that would have turned out to be a great thing because you let this person take away the dream that you had. So it's really important to remember that you gotta love yourself first and put yourself out there so nobody can pull you down. So thank you for sharing that. Angel, are there any specific aspects of Ugandan life or traditions that you often incorporate in your work while you prepare like your spoken words? And like for example that song of Njala, because I think we used to sing it as a folk song in high school, but the way you transition it to featured style of content, are there any other lifestyle or Ugandan life or traditions that you use to be what?
Yeah, I actually just want to say, when you mentioned Javala, Prim whispered how that folk tale, number one, traumatized her as a kid. Same, I think every girl child has been manipulated with that folk tale. And so I would like to start by correcting narratives. That's one of the things that I really incorporate in the work that I do. But also picking from our culture, linguistically as well. Incorporating, language as easy as promoting language in poems or content that's in other languages. Because someone once told me, what language do you dream in? What language do you dream in?
That's somebody asked me the same question. I don't know.
You don't really?
They asked me if I dream in English or Ugandan. This was like when I was in America, but I don't know. I don't know how I dream.
Nyaika, which language do you dream in? Don't tell us English.
I dream in English.
Okay, whatever. But
like I see
you dream in actions.
Yeah, in actions. I don't dream in like words. Or something.
Yeah. Well, I feel like language. Oh yeah, Prim.
I don't know, I think English and Runyankole.
Guys, think about it. No one thinks about it. But what language do you dream in, and what language do you pray in? And language is very important in touching people, because the great thing about content and getting online is we're now closer to the people more than ever. So you want to relate to them as much as possible. And most of the times the audience is Ugandan, right? So borrowing from language, borrowing our stories, our, I would say, still a part of language, the slang, the colloquialism, borrowing from that. Mostly so far it's been language and stories. Listening, picking those everyday experiences, conductor, taxi park, border stage, and incorporating them. So that's very often. Also with the clients that I've worked with, that's what they want. So I'm so grateful that that's what they want.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's really amazing. So I'm gonna go around one more question, individual questions, and then we'll do some group questions, discussions, and then afterwards, I think whatever the plan is with MC, will have a session for Q&A. So if you're out there and you want to ask any of these guys a question, we'll have that session for you. But we'll communicate that. So Nyeka, I have this question and I think I'll bring it last. Can you walk us through your creative process, like from the idea generation to the final product? So let's say you are a concert, like you talked about how you see people on the outside. Like how does your mind process something and then you get the idea and then to the final product of putting it out on Instagram for us to watch it?
Alright, so when I go to an event, that guy again, Deepak,
Deepak
can attest that I am terrible at planning things and whatever. So you go to an event, you don't know what to expect. You don't know if it's going to be raining and it's going to be muddy, or it's going to be dry. Why am I saying that? If it's muddy, someone's going to walk in, hopping, jumping in hills and whatever. That is content, right? If it's dry, people will still be looking nice, but there's nothing exciting or unique about that, right? So if it is muddy and dusty, someone wearing heels, suffering to get through the mud, that is content. So I guess what I'm saying is it's terrible planning, but go to the event, look out for what is exciting, what you think is unique and exciting. Yeah? When you go to the event again, if someone is on the stage dancing, there is 1,000 other cameras pointing at that guy. So that is not unique. So if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see that video of Elijah singing, 1,000 other people have uploaded the same video, correct? But if you find someone else singing with Elijah again, that is unique because 1 or 2 people have that same clip, yeah? And that is what is exciting. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when you go out there to create content, look for something that is unique, not something that is obvious. If you're walking through Kampala city, yeah, and you look at Mapera, it's standing out, so you will take a picture. But I also have a picture of Mapera, she has a picture of Mapera. That is not unique. Chances are slim that your picture is better quality, yeah. But what is unique is someone ordering for a taxi, or someone has been left behind by a taxi and is trying to run, or someone's phone has been snatched and they're trying to get it back, right? Or someone selling things on the street. That is unique. So look for what is unique. Don't look for the easiest things to capture. Eh? Don't be that guy. You go to Kidepo and the first antelope you see, you take a picture, it's clear, it's in focus, and that is the picture you're going to bring back and upload. No one is going to like that picture. You get 10 likes and that is it. But if you see an antelope having coitus with another antelope, that is a unique picture. That is a unique video that is going to get you the necessary attention you're looking for. So look for unique things. Eh? Don't be obvious. Look for unique things. You go to Bandali Rise, you go to Thrones. Eh? Someone is dancing or smoking shisha. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's okay, that's fine, that's nice, it looks nice. But someone is pickpocketing another guy. Eh? That is unique content that no one has. Chances are slim someone else got footage of him pickpocketing the other person. So look for unique things, yeah, things that are not obvious. Don't be the guy who gets obvious things. So the point is, don't be obvious. Look for things that stand out that no one else has seen, and that is what people want to see.
You ever use the footage of somebody pickpocketing somebody and use it to get a phone back?
Okay, so that takes us to another point that wasn't brought up. So in your pursuit, in pursuit for content, think about the other person whose content you're putting out there. If I'm pickpocketing someone, chances are high I don't want my face to be seen, right? Because that could put me into legal issues. I know I'm doing a good job by exposing someone who pickpocketed, but you think about the other person too, yeah? Or if I'm at Conscience's show and this guy is collecting nigos from another baby, it might look nice for the video, but think about him. He probably has a girlfriend, and that's not the girlfriend he's collecting nigos from, and he would like his identity to be kept private. So one, try to put him in a situation where he doesn't get ashamed, or he can't sue you for uploading his content without his permission, or the person giving nigos doesn't get into trouble. How do you do that? Try to avoid their faces, or make sure they are well aware that you're filming them. Make sure there is sort of a visual confirmation that I am filming you, you're aware that I'm filming you, and that is okay. Okay? That saves you half the trouble that you might have to go through. So don't be these guys who get 150 to 600 millimeter lens, and you film someone who is in Tinder from here, and they don't know that you're filming them, and then put up their footage. They will sue you because they haven't allowed you to film that footage. It is yours, but they didn't allow it. So make sure there is a level of respect between the content you put out and the person you're putting out. Make sure it's kawa for them. Don't be embarrassing people with things you put out. Because put yourself in that situation. If it was you, my guy, imagine it is you, they have put out collecting niggas. How would you feel? You don't feel good. So imagine the other person feels the same way. So make sure they either agree with the visual confirmation. You might not have time to go to them and ask them, is it kawaii if I can film you collecting? So make sure there is that level of respect and acknowledgement that I'm filming you, it is kawaii, your footage might go up or it might not go up, but you know that I'm filming you.
So yeah.
Now that's very great that you talked about, because earlier we talked about that there is content everywhere, but it's not everything is content. So you need to ask permission. Talking about nyumba ya mtu because they have a nice cup, tadagala quite a content. So be careful in what you do. So I'll go back to Prim with a question. So travel is often a significant part of lifestyle content. I've seen you travel a lot. How has travel influenced your content and perspective on fashion and the beauty of the stuff you put out? You've been a few times in Nairobi, all those places. I'm sure everybody who follows you has seen you travel. How has that been influencing content?
So first, before, by the way, most times, you know that statement of oyogedenga mfuna mpole. I used to be those people who say, oyogeza bwavo. I used to kuogeza bwavo when people would say, oh, I like travel. What? I'd be like, what? I'd rather buy dresses. But then when you travel, there's a way ignorance washes away. It's like ignorance washes. You leave that ignorance on the tarmac in Entebbe, and you're bored, and ignorance goodbye to you. But yeah, it exposes you to different cultures. It exposes you to how people think. It's like such a marvel to see that they are. Most times when you're here, it feels like the world rotates around you. When you're in your place, the world rotates around you. It rotates around those people that you know, that you've known since childhood, and you know the same exact things about them that you've always known. So when you travel and you see how, let's say, it's why sometimes, let's say, a white man can come to Africa and try to change our culture, or they'll see us eating on Dagala and they would want to buy us plates. They'll go back to their homes and say, let us collect plates and send to Africa. But for us, it's communal living. It's how we sit and interact as family, right? We don't need your plates. We are okay. So it's very important, like when you travel and see how people dress or how they think. It also tweaks your mind. It changes your mentality. And when I stopped Okwogezo Bravo, I decided that I'm going to travel more often just to experience people, because human beings are very, very fascinating, and that is beautiful. That alone is lifestyle content. It is beautiful seeing their lifestyles. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. And actually, I think the Uganda have a saying that so you think your thing is the best, but you've not traveled to another person's place, so you can see what they do better. You might learn something from it. Anyway, Angel, I had a question here I was going to ask you, but I'll leave that. I'm gonna go back to the travel thing, because you went to Tanzania to perform. How was the experience like performing outside Uganda? And I know that some of your performances could be involve some Ugandan stuff. How was that experience going out of the country to do your kind of work that you do?
It was great. Like Prim said, it opens, it dilutes the ignorance. It exposes you to so many different things that we are not experiencing here in our Ugandan market. It was fun, but I would say I want to correct that. And also, I actually want to begin by saying that our content creation space, like every growing space in Uganda, is very saturated. And so we have a lot of get ready with me, video, audio, and all of that, which is great. But there's a lot more to content creation, right? So when I travel to Dar es Salaam or to Nairobi, Kigali, it's not to perform Javala. I write content for organizations, which is content writing, and I'm also the same person who performs that content. So back to travel, what's really great about performing outside of Uganda is challenging myself to understand other cultures, other ways of life that are not as deep as maybe language, but how do the Tanzanians talk about this and this? How do they perform? How do the people in Nairobi perform? And you get to see who is more fast-paced than us, the Ugandans. First, we are chill, we're too comfortable with, you go to Nairobi and guys are, most content creators are moving that side. Please, let's stay. But it exposes you in that sense to see, oh my God, there's so much more, with the social media and digital media. The borders have been eliminated, I think you have an audience outside of Uganda, and there's a lot of potential there. So that's what performing outside and traveling to other countries, only in East Africa so far, but there's been a lot to learn. and it's really, seeing what more I can do with my content.
That's all amazing, and it's been amazing to hear what all of you do in your aspect of content creation. And also, if you know, I'm here, I do a podcast in this behavior. I've represented the podcast people. What I'm doing right here is what we do. That answers everything.
Let me also speak to traveling.
Okay, Nika is not just traveling too.
So, in the same spirit of traveling, you see how I'll come to an event and I won't get terrible pictures of you or terrible content of you, and that has been established. But then I go to another country that is probably a fourth world country or first world country, and those guys don't know me. They don't know what my ethics are in terms of creation. So I have to either go all the way back to establishing myself and what I stand for in terms of creation, or they probably don't care, they're in the mood and they're just going on. So every time you travel, you learn new things, you get to either reset and start all the way again, or just continue from where you stopped. So it's different every time when you travel. It's going all the way back to the bottom. So
So you all agree with me that it's good to travel and see other places and get content.
Definitely.
So now in this session we're going to do some general topics, and any of my guest speakers can answer their questions in any aspect. One of the questions is to provide the overview of the evolution of content creation in Uganda, because when I was in Uganda, I left 2014. I don't think it was the same content creation we have till today. Who of us has an idea of how our content has evolved with time?
Alright, I'll go first. So in 2018 and earlier, an event would happen and you'd have to wait for either NBS, NTV or UBC to make you know that video?
Pandora Magazine?
What was the show?
Pandora Magazine?
Something like that, a highlight video of the event, Jam Agenda. So those events, it would be like a 30-minute show highlighting or talking to like 5 people that were at the show and a few snippets. That was it. These days, as the show is going on, you're getting real-time content. Either pictures that William takes will be uploading the clips as they are happening in real time, people showing up, the performances, or you check my TikTok, there will be videos of things happening in real time. So back then, content was it happened. We assume that everyone went to the show, but we forget that Katikati or whatever that place is called only accommodates about 20 or 30,000 people, and Kampala has a population of about 4 or 3.5 million people, and we all can't fit there, and those people have internet and are trying to keep up with what is happening in the country. So that is where we come in. We give them that extra medium of content consumption that is not available to them at that particular moment. So content these days is real time, and that is what is really selling.
Microphone people,
I also think, especially post-COVID, content creation is now in the hands of the people, as opposed to it being in the hands of few like media house owners and all of that. So now we have ordinary Angel, ordinary Prim, ordinary Nyaika, who are now, not so ordinary. From Prim's perspective, Prim has gone to an event. She has, no one is stopping her from uploading on Twitter, on TikTok. So I think that democratization of content has, led to like a 360 turn. Yeah.
I agree with Angel. So the other thing that I wanted to think about, since actually the majority of us here, we're all in like content creation, there's always challenges and everything. What do you think, what challenges do content creators in Uganda face, and how have these challenges evolved over time? I think I'll go first on that because being in content creation, I'm out of Uganda, so I think I'll put myself on a side because the question says in Uganda. If I live outside Uganda to Kenya, I'll just stop. I feel like opportunities, and that's why I started the podcast to provide a platform so somebody can be on my podcast, talk about what they do, and then somebody else will find about them because they do something and they lack opportunities. And so I think we need more opportunity providers for these people with their content so the world can see. Well, there's a lot of talented people out there, but we just don't know them, we just don't see them because they don't have that opportunity. I feel like some of these places would offer that opportunity. So, and this is the very moment I want to thank the Ontario Book Cafe because I was in America, called the manager of the place, hey, I want to host my event here, and he was willingly and frankly open enough to say, it's okay, you can have your event here. And they've organized everything so perfect, on time, they offer everything, services. So I feel like people like that are supporting content creation, they're supporting us. So I would think that if we had more those kind of people, offer venue, offer support, it would help a lot of other content creators to showcase their work. Like we here, we're able to showcase a live show at Ontario Book Cafe because they were willing to give us the venue.
So challenges as creators. Alright, so everyone here, the guys with cameras, if you uploaded a picture or video in the last 7 days, actually 3 days, put your hand up.
Did you hear the question? No.
Alright, so the question is, if you've uploaded a picture or video and you're a content creator in the last 7 days, put up your hand. Okay, that's less than a quarter of the crowd. So the challenge we face as creators, we are questioning our work. Because you've seen Mr. Musingu's video, it's world class, you think yours is not good enough. That might be true, but that doesn't stop you from putting it up there. Because there is no way you'll know if you're progressing or regressing if you do not put the work out there. Yeah? These two ladies, they have a podcast. What is it called?
The Chatroom 256.
The Chatroom 256, yeah? They have one episode out, yeah? But if they didn't put that episode out because they are comparing themselves to the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, there is no way they would know if their podcast has potential or not. So the challenge is we are so skeptical about our work that we never upload it. So we are always thinking, how will they receive it? You take nice pictures, you can't put them out because you're not sure if they are good. Yeah? So you cannot get better if you don't put your work out there. When I started working for the Innovation Village, I used to upload my pictures or take pictures. Actually, true story. In 2020, I was shooting auto. I was still shooting auto. And this guy here, there is a dial on your camera that says auto, yeah? I was shooting auto and that guy told me, you can't be shooting auto. And slowly by slowly, I was resistant because in my head, auto was kawaii. It was good enough. But it was until I actually tried out the manual stuff that I realized that you have more control over manual. When I started doing videos, experimenting with videos in 2018. And I made a video, it was I think 2 minutes long. And that lady there, that one, she's called Robin. She told me if you're doing a video, your clips should at least be 2 seconds at most. 2 seconds. She used to work with UBC. So she told me your clips should be 2 seconds or less. Otherwise, people get bored watching the same clip. And if you check my footage, I don't upload clips that are more than 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So there is a level of retention that you have to look out for. So one is keep learn from people. If someone tells you something, they're not hating on your work. It's probably because they've seen something that and they're trying to get you better, or maybe they're actually hating. But most 99% of the time, they're trying to make you better. So listen to people who are giving you criticism. As long as it's positive criticism, it makes you better. And also the work you make, the videos you make, the pictures, whatever, the podcasts, make sure someone is seeing it. Upload it. The internet has made it very simple for all of you guys to showcase your work. So put it out there. If you're making music and no one is listening to it, you're making it in your bedroom, you will never know if it is good or beans. Yeah? Put the work out there. I'm sure if this Bonnie hadn't listened to this guy's music, there's no way the guy would be singing for us. If Bonnie hadn't seen my videos on the TL, I wouldn't have been on the 2 episodes and also here talking to you guys. Yeah? So what I'm trying to say is make sure you upload that work. Make sure someone is seeing the work. Even if it is beans, make sure someone is seeing your beans. The only way they can become meat is if someone sees them and tells you, wanochusa muko. Tuwayo is there. Yeah? But it's because they listen to advice. Yeah? Before they started the marketplace, they only used to do travel. But I'm sure they had very many other business guys coming for their trips and all that. And they kept getting feedback. And they're like, maybe you could help the audience, you could help your followers in this direction. And that is why we have the biggest marketplace in East Africa. So keep listening to feedback, act upon it, yeah? And that's how you will keep getting better. Make sure someone sees the work. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any challenges you can think about for content creators?
Yes, I have one.
All right.
Yeah. We have a lot of external environmental challenges, but I don't want to highlight on that. Internally, I think, get better, invest in getting better, upload, but also add value to yourself. If you're a musician, learn an instrument, learn audio production, don't just stick to a microphone. If you're if you work with a camera, understand the camera. It's more than just like holding the thing, because I can do that. That's what separates you from, if you do beauty and lifestyle, learn a little bit about cosmetics or whatever. Because, we have been treated so informally outside and also with ourselves. So it's just vibes. But if we apply the same pressure a banker applies to his cubicle on our staff, I think we can elevate our content and then put pressure on the outside to then respect us financially, socially, and all of that. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's really amazing. I'm glad that you guys shared about that. So because of time, and I want you guys to ask questions when you have them. I don't know if the MCs wanted something before questions, or we can go through questions right now. Question Q&A? Alright, so we're going to have a mic back there. If anybody has a question for any of these guys, now will be the time for you to ask it so they can answer it.
Anybody have questions for the guest speakers?
Thank you so much. So my first one goes to Prim. I think she has answered it a lot, but I would like her to re-echo it. How she has that very important job, and how she has the #1 podcast show in Uganda at the same time. How she manages to balance. Then for Edwin, we know Edwin to use his phone sometimes. I want to know, how has he kept that phone in this Kampala where the owners of the phones are always looking out for them? And all these events that he goes for, how does he keep straight that he goes for the events, enjoys it, creates the content, and doesn't lose track of what has taken him there? Yeah. Some of us when we're traveling, we sometimes forget we're working.
Edwin actually hinted on something. Naka said that certain content, when it comes to, say, a concert or you're at Bandali Rise, when you see someone that is picking a pocket, you record that one. So I think he sees them before they see him. It is possible, but please, Prim.
Or you probably work with them and you tell them, maybe he tells them, maybe he tells them, today I'm working from here to Bandai. Don't take from me. I think one of the things that I don't know if you guys have realized that the economy is very tight lately, and you realize that, you know what we are calling the gig economy. Before, you would hear people in the US or Canada, people in Bulaya saying that I work for jobs, blah blah blah, and it felt like a mystery to us because we didn't ever have to work for jobs. But things have changed. We now have to. Your one job, I don't know, it's very hard. I don't know what you're doing, but it's very hard for one job to sustain you in Uganda, you know, like right now or today. So you have to keep juggling so many other things. And at the risk of glorifying hustle culture, someone told me something that, like, there's a time I was just downloading, like, oh, I'm so exhausted, I'm doing all this stuff and what. And someone told me these are the years of, you know, hustle. These are the years where you're going to struggle. These are the years, like, just, it's like the way, you know, you save money now for the future. Even now, you invest your energy, you work, so that at a later stage when you have less strength and energy, you're not working as much. So the reason he asked that is because I have like a full-time job, I'm a public servant, I work with government, and I'll go for a night shift, come from there, and go and shoot an episode of the Unpopular Opinion, or go and shoot episodes of my own content during the day, probably go back for another night shift, then go off the following day, and you know, but you'll always find me at work. Like, I know my first priority is my job, so I'll always be at work. But while this was also just a second priority, content creation, it has now since it's like paying me well, it has now risen. It's also, they are like sort of competing. And also I realized that when we do content creation or when we talk about the gig economy and we keep looking at it as a side hustle, we don't understand the places that it will take us. Because for me, you can't believe that places I've dreamt of being in, my government job hasn't taken me there, but content creation has. Like, when I say that I would like to work for, say, I would like to work with the UN, I've had some projects with the UN that have come from content creation and not, you know, that what they think of, oh, you're going to be promoted, then you'll apply and leave this job and stuff. It has become so interesting that now when I apply for jobs, I write content creation down on my CV and I highlight it so well because I want the organization to know that this is who you are getting, this is who is coming on board, this is who is joining you. I am a creative. I mean, if you're able to sustain creativity on your own and get it to pay you and be a whole brand, a whole entity, every brand should be lucky to have you. So right now, what I can say is that it is the time for us to hustle. These are the years. So if you can and you have something to do, diversify as much as you can. You have to diversify. Because as opposed to what? Are we going to sleep? Are we going to starve? So we have to diversify, we have to work. So there's that.
Thank you, Prim. Our next question was for Nyaika, and it was about how is it that you have kept that phone safe? We see videos, you have your telephone. Another video, another event, another telephone. Teach us your ways. How can we keep our phone safe in this Kampala?
Okay, you see how fresh I'm looking? I grew up in...
Backbenchers, we are going to punish you with shorts, but don't make noise.
Alright, so I'm going to take you back, So I graduated IT and then jobs were, people are not willing to give us money to take us.
Hold on, that mic is not miking.
So, I graduated IT at UCU, but employers were not willing to give me so much money and they were willing to only give us entry level about 900,000, yeah? A month, that's a month, minus transportation, meals and all those things. But if you're doing photography, all these guys will tell you that if you have a graduation party or birthday party or chala something every week, every weekend, just one, you're making at least 250,000. If you do the math, that's $1 million. If you get 4 of those, that's $1 million. And that means you have 6 other days to do something else, right? Now those 6 other days, guess what I was doing? I was in Mutasa selling phones. I sold phones for about 4 years, but because because of the nature of my interests, which are traveling, I couldn't be there 24/7. And if you've worked in Mutasa, you know that to make money, you have to sit at that shop the whole day. So I eventually pulled out. But what that taught me is how to be street smart. So when I'm on a border, which I rarely do these days, but if I'm on a border, pedestrians. Anyway, back to the topic. So when you're on a border and you know street smart, and you know the guy is speeding, there is no traffic, you know you can film with ease because no one is going to walk into the border and snatch your phone. But if you get to a junction where there is traffic and it's slowing down, it makes it risky for you to have your phone, so you put it down, put it in your pocket. Same thing with Uber, If the guy is driving and your window is down at a particular speed, you know it is safe. As soon as it slows down, put the phone down or roll your window. Once you have that in your head, engrave it there, it's instinct. No one has to remind you, you'll be safe. So that's how I learned how to film on the streets. And true story, the last time I lost a phone was 2011. So that's the last time I lost a phone. And again, be street smart. Know when your camera, your phone is at risk. If you're leaving a show, Boris asked how I keep track of my equipment when I go to shows. So I've optimized my working kit to a very small package. I move with 1 or 2 lenses and batteries. The kit is so small. The work that comes out looks like it's from a big rig, but it's a very small kit because these cameras are very capable. So make research about your equipment and what you want to do. If you want to do events, make research. What is the best possible equipment to produce the best results at the lowest weight or lowest cost and all that. There's a lens here that does the same work, that is like $500, that does the same work as a lens of $2,500. But you won't know that unless you actually go to YouTube and watch reviews, do research. Do research. It will help you save money and it will make your work better. So I always do a whole bunch of research before buying equipment. That's why I'm able to go to a show with just a small, very tiny bag, handbag. Because, big man, come with that bag. You see this little bag? I can carry everything inside here, and this is not my smallest bag, this is a very big bag. So everything I need can fit here or even smaller. Why? Because I've researched and I know my equipment, the equipment that I need to get my job done, doesn't need to be so big. You don't need to carry a tripod to a show. If you're going for an event where people are running up and down, why are you carrying a video tripod? It's going to slow you down. Why are you carrying a gimbal if you're not running around with people? You can handhold that camera. So do research about your equipment, optimize your equipment or your kit for the work you're doing, and that will save you. Boris, that's how I keep track of my equipment when I leave events. I carry very little footage, clip equipment that I can easily keep track of, and doesn't slow me down. So yeah, that's how I do it.
Thank you so much, Edwin. Backbenchers, wagwan. Wagwan, what's poppin'? How we feeling? Any questions? All right, I have 2 questions here.
Erika. Edwin.
Who's asking?
You mentioned that. You mentioned that you go to offices and clients already know the kind of work you do. So how do you balance the client preferences with your kind of style?
Okay, so when you go to work, say for example, when I go to events, the person who has hired me either wants a highlight video, which is a montage of the whole thing, from when people enter, the crowd, the show, and everything. But when you film that, you have a lot of footage that you're not going to use, correct? So that is content, All they want clips of people coming in, and that is what they want. So after you give the client what they want, there is leftover footage that you can repurpose for your own needs. So just because the client has asked you to do for them something, it doesn't mean they own the content explicitly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If a client asks you to design for them a poem, a song for a particular conference, there are ideas that happen within that creative process that you can repurpose for your own needs. So if these ladies, they do a podcast. If they're doing a podcast and it is 1 hour long, there are 1 minute extracts or 30-minute extracts in that 1 hour that might be of interest to someone else who doesn't want to listen to that whole 1 hour thing, that you can pull out and put on your pages. So the same applies to me when I go to shows. Client has said they want a highlight video or they want pictures. If they want a picture of the main artist, I'll take probably like 20 pictures of the main artist, and it's not going to be the same pose. And even if I give those 20 pictures to the client, they're not going to use, they're not going to use all those pictures. They are going to leave out like 6 pictures, which I will then repurpose for my own page. Again, as much as you're doing content for the client, there is no way other people are going to see you and hire you if they don't see your work, and those people will only see your work if you put it out there. Even when you upload clients' work, a week later, a month later, after they have uploaded, you can either ask them, can I upload this? Can I also share this content on my page? Is it okay? Can I re-edit it for my own audience? And also use this footage. So just because you are hired to do a specific job doesn't mean that the client has said, don't use my content. There is always something you can use for your pages.
All right, so we have 2 more questions. Actually now 3, and those will be the last ones because we have 2 performances that I don't want you guys to miss.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew. I want to get close so that the layman can see me. My question was to all of you in front of us. How can we put these conversations and content out there to bring to attention the stakeholders to make a change in society? Because discussions and conversations we have about some things go beyond our media and actually touch society. Because some of them actually help the media, they help business like Tubayo. So how can we use our content, our data that we put together in these conversations to bring to the attention of maybe leaders to make a change in society? Because everyone shared a photo of a painted pothole, and it was all over, but it was just someone recording maybe their own content
but they have to share it. So how can we bring to attention those people to make a change? To build on my question, everyone has talked about snatching phones. I started a foundation called Creative Generation Foundation. I work with street children. I actually protect street children. The time I started working with street children, I was arrested more than the street children. You got to know me through that. It was my ex that connected me to you. I was supposed to have a podcast online, and I didn't make it. So my other issue is about the things we are doing with our work, outside our work. I don't know if you get me. Like you have the content, you have the data, you move with it. Not everyone is holding their camera here. But if you're to think about what you can use it to maybe influence change in society, how can you get together and bring up a project where all of you have content and you can do something in society, like a change? You get? Yeah. Because I have gotten in touch with Tubayo before. The person I started my foundation with actually is a close associate with Tubayo. It's called David Tabaza. So we got together because of the connections we have with people, and we are working with street children. And because of the attention we had from those, we got to invite people. We actually got arrested because we were actually speaking about things that actually some people in government were benefiting from. The main question is how we use our content to create change. Thank you.
I think I'll go first, and I'll keep mine simple. I think the more you do something, the more they see your consistency, your persistency, it will bring attention to them. So just don't stop. Just keep doing it. If you want to make awareness of the potholes, just keep posting it, and then one day it will like happen. But also I want to thank you for the organization you do. That's a great work to help the street kids. And I know we did not make the podcast, but I want to assure you we can reschedule that so we can make the podcast happen again. So I don't know if any of my speakers wanted to take on his answer.
So, you think maybe you've covered it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I want to give it a go.
Okay.
I might butcher it, but I'll give it a go. So, how do you make change happen? Yeah. Before potholes were an issue, every one of you got so tired of them that they started taking pictures and uploading them. And the government doesn't feel nice when the image of Kampala is potholes. Like when you Google Kampala, the first thing you see is potholes. So they decided to do something about it. It's not, they didn't do the best work, but they did something about it. So just keep doing the work. Someone in the right place will see the work and they will do something about it. Yeah. But then again, don't forget, stay in the right parameters with the law. If you watch my video, sometimes I'll upload a video of potholes. And then other days I'll just show off the beautiful city. Yeah? I will not tag the government or tag KCCA because that might get me into legal issues. Just put the work out there, someone will see them. I uploaded a video about the guys that identify in multiple binaries, and I got feedback that this will get you in trouble with potential clients and whatever. So I took it down. Yeah, why? Because it rubbed some people the wrong way. As much as I felt like it was kawa, but some people felt a different way. So I guess what I'm trying to say is put the work out there. Someone will see it, but then also just make sure there is a balance between what you're trying to say that might get you in trouble and what is right. So don't go people powering up and then go out and do the most. Just do enough, yeah, to not get yourself in trouble.
So just to, I think, add on to what Eka is trying to say with that comment, according to this gentleman's question, is that exercise caution in whatever you do. Because at the end of the day, this is a creative space, and in the creative world, we have given ourselves the freedom to say, we have actually completely abused freedom of speech. However, you're still not above the law. So all the kind of content you try to do, just make sure that it's within the accepted, whatever it is that you personally feel about it. If you're doing work, do work. And if you have a way to do your personal things that doesn't affect that, also do that. You get me? But exercise caution, who you talk to, what you talk about, what you upload, it still affects everybody in the long run. We have 2 more last questions. Let's keep them brief because we have 2 performances and then we'll wrap up the show. Good evening.
Good evening.
Guys, good evening. And the energy. We had Sam's, we had Koteri food. What one? Good evening. Exactly.
So I would like to say thank you on behalf of Koteri. We are really grateful for your presence. And to our dear podcasters, we would like to ask a question. When do you think you would grace us with your presence for us to actually record a few of your podcasts or all your podcasts in our podcast room? Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, they have said they have a venue. And we have so many. Please go ahead and take the picture. Did you need a microphone? Okay. They have said they have a venue. And I know we have so many podcasters in our midst today. Chatroom 256, what's up? Pardon? The chatroom 256, what's good? Which one is who?
That both of them.
Hey, I don't understand. Anyway, so they're wondering, when are you able to just come and say, here we are, host us, okay? Now you know who to speak to, right? Is that what you wanted? Okay. Our last question for the evening.
Greetings everybody, how are you doing? But first of all, I want to appreciate when the platform, people come here and share their perspectives. But I would love to ask a general question. You're talking about issues people face in Uganda. No longer in podcasting, issues they were facing. I didn't hear anybody talking about the internet. I don't know what it is. I'm just to take out and see. Then next is content creation all about entertainment, or people just talk about things they be freely willing to be like sharing with other people. So it's a general question. I just wanted to know.
Thank you. What you got that?
I think I did.
Everything?
Most of it.
What did he say?
Internet.
Uh-huh.
And then it's communication about entertainment or about things that people face or go through.
Uh-huh.
That'll be
There's
that.
one more that he said that I think you didn't hear. He said, is this content creation only about entertainment, or can people just speak about what they feel like speaking about?
I think they can, and I think we said content creation could be anything, and that's the whole point of why I brought the guest speakers. Like, the content Nyaika does is not the same content Prim does, it's not the same content Angel does, it's not the same content that. So it could be entertainment, so I think Nyaika's content could fall under entertainment because he covers more concerts and stuff, so it could be entertainment. My content could be through things people face, because when I host people on my podcast, they share about their stories and they could share about their journey, struggles. We've done podcasts about mental health. I think that's what problems that people face. So my answer to that would be like, content creation could be anything. It could be entertainment, it could be about what people face. I don't know if any of my guests speak, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to speak on the point of internet, which goes back to environment. The internet in Uganda is very expensive compared to outside. Also, and it's one of the challenges we face at the Motive podcast, the Maker's Mindset, is we represent a very small fraction of the demographic, yeah? And it's not going to make sense economically, socially, or politically until we're able to reach that woman down there who's just trying to get a hang of mobile money. So his question is very important. Is one of the challenges we face in content creation is access. Yeah, there are those tweets who you're 50,000 likes, but we have 42 million people that we can contact, but poor service provision from telecom companies, and then it's very expensive. And then what he said about entertainment goes back. I really want to emphasize how saturated this industry is. There's a lot more to content creation. There's an entire value chain outside what we see on stage, beyond what we see on our screens. There's so much, especially content writing, that is so untapped, like the virgin of the virgins in this industry. And also in terms of, I was confused about the previous question that the guy who helps street kids asked, but I think he was asking about, what are we using our art for? And that's also a very important question. As much as the market can sort of coerce you to go into a certain corner of events and XYZ, there's also more value that you can add by telling other stories, right? And value that you can add, but also value that you can get. I believe value speaks in the language of money. So yeah, most definitely, if art is a service to society, to comfort the disturbed and to disturb the comfortable. I know it sounds so textbook, but yeah, just for anyone asking, like, do you have to do events like Edwin, or do you have to do lifestyle like Prim, or I don't know, movement building like Angel? There's a lot more. There's product design, there's concept, coming up with concepts, people who are paid, creatives who are paid to think, right? And you have brilliant ideas, you can pen them down and sell those ideas. That's content creation. So just look into the value chain, because there's so much that we are yet to discover in Uganda.
Thank you so much, Angel. Do you feel that the question has been answered? Yeah? Everybody feels that they've been answered? All right. Who said no?
Right here.
Okay, put your hand up. Okay. I was coming to fight. Sorry, I didn't see you. Sorry. You have a question? Okay. This is our last one. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the chat room, 256.
First and foremost, thank you so much, the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, for this opportunity. Well, this is a request, since most of us are content creators. Yeah. I've faced the challenge personally. I think I work in violence. Sorry, that's me. I've had like 3 of my pages stand down just because I talk about, they claim, sensitive stuff. For example, segregation, okay, I don't know politics, but sensitive topics. So it's kind of like a request. I don't know how we can do it, but everything is possible. I think we can come together and find a way of letting our country let us talk about things that people really feel should be talked about. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I second that, and I mean, if you do it the right way and like present it the right way, I think they'll be able to listen to. And
I know that this is different, but one way that I've done that for me is use humor. I know that not everyone is going to cover it up as comedy word, but I'll use humor to talk about things that are very sensitive, things that need to be done, and you'll find that the person who is taking offense, the person who's going to come at you, will first laugh and then be like, "But let us be serious. This is a real issue. You understand?" Yeah, I know that I'm not going to ask you to do that because we don't all deliver things the same way. And I do understand your pain because, well, you're dealing with the same country that we live in, that rather than someone take the criticism of your people are giving you feedback, you'd rather silence them, like, keep quiet, don't talk about this is a problem, keep quiet. But one of the ways that I've found that I've gone around sensitive things is cover them up, like talk about them with humor. Yeah. At the end of the day, the message will be out there.
All right. Woo! All right, guys, you have been such a wonderful audience. Round of applause for you guys. Thank you so much for keeping time, being engaging, having a good time, supporting everybody here. It's amazing. Now, right before I ask the guest speakers to take their seats and be comfortable again, Tulayo has gift hampers that they would like to give to the speakers, but I also want you guys to have a photo moment here and down there. So we get the hampers, we do the photos, and then we put up photos. As we get ready for our 2 last performances for the evening. Yeah. However, you don't have to go. This is just the beginning. This is our pre-game. We have drinks, we have platters, okay? And we have good energy. Plus,
a DJ, so stick around.
I thought that you was a shy girl until I made you my girl. I put you in the bed, boy.
I have good for you guys too.
Huh? No, no final remarks. I think so.
Guys, please stand up. Please stand up.
Thank you. Yeah.
Somebody that I just wanna be the reason why they call you mama. There no drama, why you make me stammer? Short conversation, no long drama. Excuse me sexy mama, what's the plan for this summer? Because Kampala, girl no Panama. When it seems so hard, I'm gonna make me scammer. Sticky big bad like Tony Montana. Yeah, there's a time when you're right slowly. Man, me up and when you work for me. Give me loving, don't put on me. You see about the eyes, I never understand. I must confess, nobody very offensive. It is kind of like defense.
Jump the point.
Yeah. How do we feel, ladies and gentlemen? How do we feel tonight? I want to hear someone say, yeah.
Yeah.
Louder, yeah. All right. But abana bazibu nnyo. Olemwa. But yeah.
I'm having a good time.
I mean, right? Yeah, that's what's important, baby. So, beba manyine byabwe.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Joseph Boyd for his very last performance.
Yeah.
And right after that,
we shall be having our main act perform for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we still appreciate and thank each and every one of you for coming through tonight. This is the Ugandan Boy Talk Show Live podcast, and of course it's the homecoming edition. My name is Big Boy Shaq. I'm here with the beautiful Sweet Harmony, and we're having a good time. It's a blast. It's such a beautiful time to be alive. It's 2024, you know what I'm saying?
You see, they say I walk next to my ancestors. That I was the perfect definition of down to earth. That I was such a lad that needed a chair to reach puberty. You see, as if playing with my body parts wasn't enough, they asked me that I should pray that the next birthdays come with ladders so that I could be able to take a sneak peek into my future. Literally, they dared my body station, describing me with all sorts of insinuating metaphors. You see, it took long for me to dare dressing in shorts, because literally, every single shot was never short for me, Mr. Short. So down that valley of the uncertain, I roamed with a mind that only knew feeble. But the darkness within my soul was meant to tremble. A fugitive of myopic centrism, I hung onto that clip of self-activism until a lifeline was drawn for me to hand. Scarred hands onto a rugged piece of wood, pierced feet onto a wet pillow. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me through a small path through your heartbeat, take you down a journey of what was disguised under stated description. You see, I'm not exceptional, but I'm just intentional, aka the international. Unpredictable, I'm rational in search of God's best direction. With every single ink, I aim to be sensational. I seek to inspire before I expire, regardless of my limited sphere. I seek and intend to explore. Like a camera, I focus on what's important, capture the good times and develop from the negatives. And in case it doesn't work out, guess what? I take another shot. I aim to actualize, to conceptualize, to speak to the downcast, speak for the heartache outcast. I tend to capitalize on every single shot given, to make him known by whom this steward I own. Now speaking of where I would be without him, surely my little man could never fathom. For all things were made through him, and nothing was ever made without him. I'm part of his well designed vessels. My life not my own. My life to him my own. Listen. Poetic and artistic. Faith fanatic yet realistic. Articulate with a futuristic. Eloquent about the craftastic. Draft 1. Draft 2 is my mandate. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, the poet. And so is a pleasure reciting for you, my dear audience. Yali biroto katibyatala, biroto katibyatala, biroto byafuuka reality. Yali biroto katibyatala, biroto katibyatala, biroto byafuuka reality. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome the God.
Shaq, where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Here we go.
All right.
Going
Ladies and gentlemen, maybe a little story about this song. I wrote it last year in November during Kampala International Theatre Festival. I was volunteering there. So I meet this artist from Zimbabwe. She tells me her name is Rumbietsa. I couldn't get that name at first, so she told me, you can call me Rumbi. I hadn't written a song about Zimbabwe, and here I was with a very beautiful girl from Zimbabwe. So I was like, do something. Yes, I hope you love it.
Hello, hello, Rumbi.
Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. Hello, hello, rumbi. Something in me is missing. I think you took my heart. I don't feel it, I don't know. You should take it to Harare. I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. My heart is in Harare. My heart is with you. Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. My heart is in Harare. My heart is with you. Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. Bring me your friends, Richie and Sabrin Monashi. Bring me Zaza too, Charmaine and Bripolo. Tell them I'm coming to Zimbabwe. Oh, Rumbi, what you want me to bring you from Kampala? Don't you wanna eat some matoke? Don't you wanna? Oh, you really like the matoke? Let me know. Oh, you wanna? I will bring it with me to Hawaii. I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. My heart is in Harare. My heart is with you. Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. My heart is in Harare. My heart is with you. Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. My heart is in Harare. My heart is with you. Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. Sure. Can I invite you to sing that hola, hola part?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh my God. Sure. Hola, 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 rumbi. I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. Hola, hola, hola.
I'm coming to Zimbabwe. I'm coming to you. My heart is in Harare. My heart is with you. Hola, 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 rumbi. Hola, rumbi, be my Hungarian girl. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. That is Eduardo Kayondo for you and Joff the poet. Thank you so much, Joff. All right. I'm about to sing a song to invite everyone who's outside right now to come and join us inside because we're going to have our main act for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So would you care to join us? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Angel Cabrera for you. This is one beautiful Soet. That is a song, song and what? Song, she's a song poet, so yeah, take it away, Angel.
I am happy and I am grateful for this peace of mind that comes from within and without in increasing amounts from various sources. I seek the peace of mind to settle this heart of mine. I am moving in sync with the waves
And also, hopefully, by the end, you'll get to know what poetry is. For the first story, I'll need you to tell this story with me. So we're going to sing a short chorus, and this is how it goes. Yeah, so the shop kids have already started singing along. So I want to hear you guys. I want to hear the ladies alone first. Jabala, jabala, jabala. Abakazi bali mabati. Jabala, jabala, jabala. So we know the guys who are kicked out after choir auditions. The gents. Tolin sanza moko.
Jabala, 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 jabala.
Abakazi bali mabati.
Jabala, 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 jabala.
Awesome. So you'll know when to come in. This is an apology from Jabala's mom. I don't think she was a lazy girl. She was a neglected child. I hope you enjoy, and to the moms in the house, I hope you're uncomfortable. Spare yourself some time and listen to my rhyme. Once upon a time, down by the river we go. Tolin sounds I'm a conjure. Abakazi bali mabati. Tolin sounds I'm a conjure. Abakazi bali mabati. This is how you dig. You dig deep and with grace, planting seeds of elegance. Years from now, the gust of the wind and the branches of the trees will mention your name in all of the land. You dig like you're making love to the earth, becoming one with the richness of the soil. You dig like the nourishment of your people lies in the palms of your hands because it does. Tolin sounds out. You pass the broom across all four corners of the room in swift strokes of integrity. So when your husband returns home from work, he will stand out from all the other three, but this goes beyond the confines of your compound and the four walls of your master bedroom. When I teach you how to sweep, I am teaching you how to live. So that years from now, when you assume positions in government, become a so-called member of parliament, there'll be no need to spend thousands of Uganda shillings on anti-corruption bodies because mine Jabala sweeps with integrity. How she sweeps. Story. How many of us have ever been in love? One person.
Me, Shamim.
Shamim? So like two people have ever been in love?
Well, sometimes we think we're in love, yet in actual sense, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so I had the chance to witness an amazing love story that inspired this. I don't want to go into details because it's heavy, but by the end of this story, you'll kind of know. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, I hope you get a love like this. That's what the song is called, A Love Like This, the song.
Once upon a time, the story of true life and true love.
Let me just start again.
Once upon a time, the story of true life and true love. Settle down and let me tell you about Grandpa and Papa, divided by the churches, colliding with their lovers. Cheeky librarian and a strict man of numbers. I want to love like grandpas and papas, a love that is timeless and boundless.
Forget till death do us part. In eternity, she still has his heart. Let's keep it fresh and young like we did at the start. I want a love, a love, a love that has no boundaries and stretches overseas, where nothing else matters as long as you're with me. At home, in the country, or toiling in exile, whatever the location, my home is your smile.
They built a home and filled it with 6 children. Took them to school, went to church on Sundays, and grew old and obsessed with tea. Then their children bore more children, a bloodline stretching overseas, but still rooted in the love. I want to love grandpas and papas, a love that is timeless and boundless.
Forget till death do us part. In eternity, she still has his heart. Let's keep it fresh and young like we did at the start. I want a love, a love, a love that has no boundaries and stretches overseas, where nothing else matters as long as you're with me. At home, in the country, or toiling in exile, whatever the location, my home is your smile.
There was something leading her from deep within. Colon cancer like we had never seen. She grew weak, she grew weary, she got very lean. The pain was getting stronger than any dose of morphine. But day and night, Sunday from Sunday, he stood by her side, ceaselessly. I want to
Thank you.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. That is Angel Cabrera. Never nange. Mujategera lwaki abantu abamu beesiba ku kuyimba naye nga tebamanyi kuyimba. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate what you've just done out here. Now,
thank you everybody for coming. Thank you to Dr. Terry. Thank you to Sams.
Yeah.
Thank you to Bayo. Thank you to the Ugandan Boy Talk Show for putting this together. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
I have a card.
Uh-huh.
And the card is for music.
Anyone.
I just have to find it first.
Uh-huh. Tubulire.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Nenga, the thing is, it is called Stessam Sounds.
Stessam Sounds.
Stessam Sounds.
Uh-huh.
And their services include outside catering.
Uh-huh.
They provide tents, chairs, and tables.
All right.
They provide cake and decoration. And for more information, you can reach them on 0772 338 791.
Sesame sounds.
Yes, sir.
Amazing and beautiful. Now.
And then Wakiso.
Bali Wakiso. Wakiso district headquarters. So why complain? Why complain for sound? Simanyavichi, the sound is not working. The sound is not sounding. Yet you have a Sesame sounds there for you. Now I have something to say. I've seen people taking amazing and beautiful photos from every corner of this place.
Right.
And I really appreciate Koteri for the beautiful ambience over here.
Yes, sir.
Listen very carefully. I want you to use the following hashtags. Esoka, the Ugandan boy talk show.
Homecoming edition, Uganda.
I hope you've understood. Now, I told you when we were starting Harmony that I was a poet before I became anything else. Now, there's someone there who told me, you pretend to be talented, yet in actual sense you're not. I am going to disprove them. Now, we're having an open mic session. But,
you have to start because I also want to start. So, who starts first?
Should we do the ladies first?
I first start.
Okay.
Let me plan my performance.
Now, you're gonna do this with me. How many now, Molly? This piece is one of the pieces that I'm so proud to have written in my creative days. If you know what I'm saying. Sweep off your creativity like that. So this piece is called Wama Kampala. We're in Kampala right now. So if you're in Kampala right now, you're gonna do this poem with me. When I say Wama Kampala, I want you to say, hey, Wama Kampala.
Hey,
louder. Wama Kampala. Hey. Wama Kampala. Hey. Is it true that only lies and deception roam around your streets like flies? Does it come to you as a prize? Wama Kampala. Hey. Wama Kampala. Hey. You buried your heart last week and hypnotized your mind in the fallacy of justice granted. You included corruption on your most wanted list and got confronted by the truth or dare patrol when you lost control over yourself. Wama Kampala! Hey! Wama Kampala! Hey! Sululu. Wama Kampala. Hey. Hey. Chitufu nti edda walikasozi Kampala na ene zipala.
Simani.
Wama Kampala. Hey. Wama Kampala. Hey. Chitufu nti edda walifala. Ani. Mbulira. Yeah, back in my poetry days, I did that poem.
Do you know how somebody comes and says, I don't really sing that well, like I haven't really sung in a minute. You get on the mic and they put Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. And you're like, madam, what do you mean you didn't sing before? Because you came and told us to just talk, I'm a poet here and there. Time for you to show up and show out.
I forgot the talent, but yeah.
So sorry.
Alright.
So since we're doing show and tell.
I don't want.
Oh, we're gonna have a poet.
Yeah. You better applaud me. You better.
You know, I wouldn't want to do too much.
Yeah.
I think if there's a song that, for me, that I've done before, and I've done with my brother, but he's not here right now, but his wife is.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Hi, sister-in-law.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
But it's, you know Maurice's Ugandan girl?
Yeah, oh my god.
You know that song? I love the outro.
Okay.
Gwemusai gwange, gwebulamu gwange, gwesubi lyange, gwe Uganda yange, gwemusai gwange, gwebulamu gwange, gwesubi lyange, gwe Uganda yange,
to studio tomorrow. On that very note, Tugenda mu studio. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, we have the open mic session up and running right now. And I want to invite... And if you want to be a part of the open mic session, you're going to come to Harmony and I. Sensational. Hey, come on. The things I do for you. Yeah, I know. Come on. All right. Turn it down, DJ. Turn it down.
We have our first open mic performer.
Yeah. Yep.
Wakiso's finest. Yeah? The reason that all these things are coordinated, you see here, because we're doing nothing. If others says, it is it?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Alright? So, Aliwa.
Mukwano jangu. Ewe yo queen dancers, tuwesunza bitia.
Give it up for Alright, DJ Tiny down. After Abe, very quickly we'll be having Rogers. We'll be having Rogers from Koteri. He'll also be delivering a performance. And then I've also been whispered to Akama. The body is also going to do open mic. So yeah, let's give it up for Abe. Yeah,
Guys, I'm gonna try. I really don't know how to sing.
We're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that. Come on. All right, a big round of applause as he performs. Come on.
Make a million. Okay. Let's
Yeah, thank you.
Give it up for Abe.
Yes, sir. All right. Okay. Rogers, where you at?
Where's Rogers?
Rogers is coming up. Give it up for Rogers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, we as the Koteri staff are very happy, we're very pleasure to be like you to choose Koteri as this very place so that you do all it now. So the song I'm going to sing, I'm based in Kenneth Gabi's song because it inspires me. Yeah, so it's called Wamaniza. Yeah, feel free, ladies and gentlemen, let's just listen to it. Wamaniza.
be